forward slide. Sorry. Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inu wa nastaghfiruh min shururi anfusina min sayyiati a'malina. Tahiyatan tayyibah mubarakatan wa indillah. Amma ba'. Thank you to both chairmen for the today's sessions, Prof. Ismail, Dr. Payat, the distinguished speakers, our respected guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. First and foremost, my deepest appreciation and gratitude to the Institute of Halal Institute of Prince Songkla University for the invitation for me to share with all of you on the topics of Sharia governance in Islamic financial institutions. So when we talk about halal industry, normally halal industry consists of different sectors, cosmetic, pharmaceuticals, tourism, okay, and so on, including Islamic finance. So today I will only focus on Islamic finance. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I believe that I have so much to share with all of you. I have about 77 slides, okay, to share, but I only have 30 minutes. So I will try to speed up my presentation, so please fasten your seatbelts. I will do that, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, when we talk about halal industry in the world, so until today, the latest report reported that there are about 2.3 trillion, the size of the halal industry in the world, excluding Islamic finance. So it's a really huge industry, okay? And in fact, when you try to match with the Muslim population in the world, which is about 1.8 billion, representing about 23% of the world populations, and 1 billion is young Muslims under 30 years old. So meaning that we have so much potentials, we have so much opportunities if we can really develop these sectors or these halal sectors. So I would like to, my presentation will be 4 parts, only introductions, the corporate governance, and the Sharia governance in Islamic financial institutions, and the challenges. So I will start with the introductions on what is, what is happening in Islamic finance in the world today, right? So, So the global Islamic banking assets reach about 1.8 trillion as compared to the halal industry about 2.3 trillion, so almost 5 trillion, okay, of the size of the halal industry if we can combine with the food industry, halal food industries, and also with Islamic finance. So Islamic banking grows 1 times higher than the conventionals. Similarly with the halal industry, about 20% or 16 to 20% growth every year. But the trend is getting not so like a Sharia compliant. For instance, the latest one in 2015, the Sharia compliant fund suffered difficulties in 4 years due to lack of innovation. So meaning that even though the Islamic finance enjoyed growth, but in reality, at this point of time, Islamic finance face challenges whereby they suffer difficulties in terms of growth, and in terms of assets, or in terms of the total banking asset. So I would like to highlight with all of you the performance or the achievement of the Islamic finance after 40 years of its inceptions. So I attended the IFE conference last May in Medina. All right, they talk about what next after 40 years, okay? If you look at these numbers, okay, after 40 years of inceptions of Islamic finance, if you look at the market share, this is not good. Why? Because it's only focused to few markets, and it represents a big case of the Islamic finance market share, about 30%, all right? So this should not be that. It should not be happens. So the target for the IDB is that they try to diversify the markets by looking at the more markets, 20 markets with 40 to 50% market share. Why? Because if you have only a few segments of markets, you will be fragile market. So it's not good for Islamic finance. In terms of customers, if you look at the customers, all right, less than 100 million customers, whereby 1.8 billion of Muslim populations, okay, but we only have, we call it cater for 100 million customers. All right, try to look at the populations. Until today, there are about 1 billion youth across OIC countries. So meaning that 1 billion youths, okay, they need financial, they need financings, they need employments. So meaning that this should not be to happen. Why? Because 100 million customers is not a big deal. Right? It's still small, we need to increase it. So if you look at the target of 2021, they target about 250 million customers. Whether this can be achievable or not, it depends on us, depends on all the stakeholders in Islamic finance. In terms of the total assets, Africa now is about 3 trillions, right? As compared to the conventional, we're about 300 trillions. So meaning that even Islamic finance about 3 trillions, but it's only represent 1% of the total conventional asset in the world. It's relatively small. So they are targeted about by 9 trillion by 2021. Okay, so meaning that when we look at these figures, at these numbers, so we can know that we are not that significant. All right, we are not that significant. So in terms of Islamic bank share and total assets and deposits, relatively still small is compared to the population of the Muslim population. If we look at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, about 48% only is Sharia compliance. All right, Kuwait 44%, Bahrain 27%, even if you look at Turkey about 4.9%, Indonesia 5.5%, even Malaysia 20.7%. In terms of deposit also is relatively small. So meaning that we are not in the position that we maximize our potentials, okay, our potentials. In terms of asset and deposit, this is asset and deposit. The largest bank, the largest Islamic bank in the world, Al-Rajhi, all right, only about 74.6 billion, relatively small, and deposit about 61.6 billions. Okay, as compared to the conventional banks, this is relatively small. Even Maybank Islamic is the largest Islamic bank in Malaysia, also is relatively small, about 38 billions, and the deposit about 25.3 billions. So meaning that, okay, this is, I want to share with you, even Islamic finance goes every 1 point time higher than conventional, but we need to move forward, we need to really increase our effort in order to make it our position in the industry, all right, is significant. This is try to look at the Thailand scenario. Okay, even the I must admit that even the Thailand have about 7 million Muslim populations, but Thailand is the 5th largest halal food producers in the world, and the 1st largest halal producers in ASEAN countries. So meaning that with this potential, with this strength, Thailand can, to some extent, right, ahead of other Muslim countries in the world. Are you aware that in India itself, they have 177 million Muslims, right? And in second after Indonesia. So can you see the potential? Can you see how if we can maximize these potentials, then we can improve that. So the issue here, all right, the issue about Islamic finance I want to share with you is that even though we have so many products, even though we have we enjoy the growth, but the problem is that there are numerous critics on the implementation of Islamic finance. Some say Islamic finance is not Islamic. Some say the Islamic finance is just a legal trick. Some say Islamic finance just a mimicking or replication of conventionals. So there are numerous criticisms. So I summarize this, okay, into several classifications. And my conclusion is that what happened in Islamic finance is that the focus is more on the legalistic approach, more on the fiqh approach, rather than the holistic approach or value-oriented approach. So this is what the problems that Islamic finance face nowadays. So what must we do? So this is what I want to say is that we must have a strong Sharia governance framework in order to make sure that the Islamic finance meets all of the objectives and the aspirations of the Islamic economics. Okay? So I will start my presentation on Sharia governance with the corporate governance. Okay? Because the Sharia governance is part of the corporate governance in banks. So corporate governance is a must in all corporations, particularly banks. Why banks? Because banks receive deposit. All right? The opaqueness of the banks requires bank must be heavily regulated. Okay? So this is a typical structure of all Islamic banks. Typical, all right? Some different, but this is typical. If you look at this one, all right, the red one is a typical corporate governance in banks, in conventional Islamics, but the green one is quite unique for Islamic finance, for Islamic banks, or for takaful companies, or even for any corporations. So they need this layer of governance, namely the Sharia governance, in order to ensure that the end-to-end process comply with Sharia. So this is very crucial in order to gain the public confidence on the Islamicity or the Islamicness or the Sharia compliance of the Islamic banking products. So I want to share with you why corporate governance is very important. Does Islamic financial institution immune from the crisis? If they don't have corporate governance, all right, what happens? So it has been proven that, all right, Islamic financial institutions are not immune from the crisis. I give you one case study in Turkey in 2001, whereby one Islamic financial institution in Turkey was collapsed due to the weak of corporate governance. So meaning that it is crucial, okay, in terms of the management, in terms of board of directors, in terms of the governance, for Islamic banks to have a good corporate governance. Okay, to have a good corporate governance. So any cooperative societies, any Islamic banks must have a best practice of corporate governance in order to ensure that they can sustain and also to ensure that they can gain a profit and at the same time comply with the regulation, the rules and regulations of the country. So these are the several guidelines. Okay, I will skip a few things. Okay, this is my presentations. My core of my presentation, this means Sharia governance. When I presented a paper in Qatar last February in Qatar to the audience, not like this, the audience of all the Sheikh Kabir from all the Middle East, from all over the world, talking about the Sharia governance. So the first thing that they discuss is what is meant by Sharia governance. So meaning that if you question what is meant by Sharia governance, so even our Sheikh Kabir asked what is meant by Sharia governance. So, all right, it's okay for you to sign. So I tried to find the best definition of Sharia governance, and I find out that the IFSB, the Islamic Financial Services Board, provide the best definition of Sharia governance, whereby it consists of three things. What is meant by Sharia governance? The first one is institutional and organizational arrangement. It refers to the Sharia board, it refers to the management, it refers to the institutional arrangement. And secondly, it refers to independent oversight. So meaning that when the Sharia board want to advise the banks, the Sharia board must be independent. Must be independent, all right? And number three, over the issues of Sharia pronouncements, dissemination of information, and internal Sharia compliance review. So meaning that over the end-to-end process of Sharia governance. So these are the three things about Sharia governance. The main objective of the Sharia governance is here, okay? The main objective of Sharia governance is that the first one, to ensure full Sharia compliance and harmonization practices. So I give an example, different banks have different Sharia scholars, different mazahibs, so different brains altogether. So how can you have a standard practice when there are different of opinions? So the Sharia government will try to harmonize this practice and in order to stabilize the markets, all right? Because in finance, you must have a stability, and transparency, and most important, consistency. Otherwise, no one wants to invest in that jurisdictions. Okay, and number two is about to instill public confidence. All right, there's one case in South Africa whereby the whole Sharia scholars, the whole Sharia boards resigned. What happened that no one wants to go to that banks, right? Because the public confidence. And number three, about to promote financial stability. I will share with you my research on this topic, whereby I evaluate and I analyze the extent of Sharia governance in several countries in the world. So exclude Thailand, all right? Exclude Thailand. Okay. So how Sharia governance complements the corporate governance? So once again, I highlight this one. So in all banks, conventionals or Islamic banks, they have a typical requirement of corporate governance, meaning that the control, the compliance, and the risk management. But here, if you look at the green ones, this is what meant by Sharia governance, whereby it has additional layer of governance. So the Islamic banks or the takaful operators need to have this additional layer of governance. Okay, Sharia committee, the internal Sharia review, the Sharia review audit, the internal Sharia compliance, including research and development, and Sharia compliant risk management. So this is crucial and this is costly as well, all right? But you cannot compromise the Sharia compliance with the cost efficient, okay? Why Sharia governance matter, or why it is very important? They say that it's not important because if we don't have Sharia governance, the bank can survive, the bank can operate as on where its basis. But I show it to you several cases, several failures and difficulties, including financial loss to Islamic banks because of why? Because of weak Sharia governance. Okay? This is a real case, not a speculation, not a fictitious story. So I can give you an example in my country, okay, Malaysia. Because Malaysia, I can say that the so-called the most advanced Sharia governance framework in the world. Okay, even if you're the Sharia scholars in Malaysia, you are potentially, okay, maybe imprisonment, sent to jail if you wrongly advise or if you have a negligence in advising the banks. Okay, and 25 million ringgit fine. Okay, so you look at in Malaysia the financial loss. The Central Bank of Malaysia received more than 100 submissions of the Sharia non-compliance. So in Malaysia, if you find out that there is a non-Sharia compliance, you must report it to the central banks. All right. When the central bank collects all of this data, this Sharia non-compliance, okay, have the total of the loss is more than 200 millions. Okay, it means that it's quite significant, and if the Islamic banks do not have a proper and strong Sharia government framework, then the image is not only can be repudiated, but also the financial loss, millions of dollars. Okay, so in the world there are several guidelines on Sharia governance. So to all the stakeholders of Islamic finance, you may refer to these guidelines because these guidelines provide the standard of best practice of Sharia governance. Okay, the first one will be the IOFI, the second the IFSB, Bahrain, Dubai, Qatar. We look at Bank Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan. So I will share with you about the Sharia governance. This is about the type of Sharia boards. Okay, we have a Sharia board at individual FIs levels, the Central Sharia board for the whole groups, National Sharia boards at international level, Sharia advisory firms, and individual undertaking advisory rules. So these are the Sharia governance process. Okay, so I summarize it. Right? But there are other components as well, but I give this example for typical Islamic financial institutions anywhere in the world. They must go under this kind of processes. So they call it end-to-end processes. We call it ex post and ex ante process of Sharia governance. Okay, if you look at this one, okay, the product initiative, the plenary Sharia analysis, the legal documentation, the Sharia review of the document, the Sharia rulings. So it talks about the whole process of operations in the banks. Okay, so can you imagine that how the bank can make sure that the whole process, in each single process of Sharia governance, the banks must comply with Sharia. So you need a strong teams, you need a cost, expenses, you can need money, all right, as well as you need integrity of the governance of each single of Islamic banks in order to comply with this process. So the role of the Sharia board is to advise the Islamic banks. So I would like to share with all of you about the Sharia governance models. Okay, I have another 15 minutes. Okay, this is quite interesting why different jurisdictions have its different Sharia governance models. All right, because why? Because one size doesn't fit for all. Okay, that is the principles. So I share with you about there are various models of and approaches of Sharia governance. The first will be a two-tier centralized models. Okay, meaning that a national Sharia councils and also individual Sharia committee at individual Islamic financial institutions. The second model is centralized models, whereby only national Sharia councils. And number three, about non-centralized models, so only Sharia committees at the financial institutions. And number four is unregulated, like United Kingdom and Thailand. So Thailand still doesn't have a national Sharia board at the national levels, whereby there are nine countries in the world that have set up their own national Sharia boards that be the highest or the apex levels of the Sharia Fatwa Council of each jurisdiction. So there are 9 countries. The first one will be Bahrain, Oman. Oman just implemented Islamic finance in 2011. Okay, very new. United Arab Emirates. Okay, in the Asian regions, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and in Southeast Asia, Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia. And in Africa, only one, that is Sudan. So when we try to look at how significant if you have a centralized Sharia board is that these 9 countries represent approximately about 750 billions of Islamic finance act, meaning that correlation between having a good Sharia governance framework with the developments of Islamic finance. So if you want to have a good development of Islamic finance in that countries, in that jurisdictions, you must have a strong and robust Sharia governance framework. Okay, let's start with one by one. Okay. The first one, Malaysia. I start with my country, Malaysia. Okay, the model is 2-tier centralized Sharia boards. So we have different legislation altogether. Islamic Financial Services Act, Central Bank of Malaysia Act, supported with a few Sharia governance guidelines, including Sharia governance frameworks. Number 2, Pakistan, a 2-tier centralized models. Indonesia, a 2-tier centralized models. I will come to Thailand at the last of my slides, okay? United Kingdom, a non-centralized Sharia board. Okay, I did my research in the UK in 2009. Kuwait, a non-centralized Sharia board. Okay, United Arab Emirates, about 2-tier centralized Sharia board. Okay, and Bahrain, the so-called one of the leading player for Islamic finance, also have a 2-tier centralized Sharia board. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, even though the constitution is Al-Quran and Sunnah, non-centralized Sharia board. The Bangladesh, 2-tier centralized Sharia board. The Sudan, 2-tier centralized Sharia board. Okay. Qatar, non-centralized Sharia board. Oman, even though it is relatively new, but have a 2-tier centralized Sharia board. And Thailand, okay, non-centralized Sharia board. Okay, so through these findings, we can say that there are different Sharia governance framework, okay, practices in different jurisdictions in different territories. Okay, but which one is the best model for Sharia governance? This must be proven through research, through numbers and figures. Okay, I will show it to you. My research, I will try to show it to you. Okay, which Sharia governance model is the best in terms of disclosure, in terms of the best practices. Okay, the best practices. 5 minutes here. Okay, all right. 5 minutes only. Okay, I will highlight this one. Okay, the purpose. I'll just share with you my. Okay, so I developed index. Okay, through 50 variables, indicators, to evaluate. Okay, how Islam or how Islamic, okay, Sharia Islamic bank is, or how Sharia compliant Islamic bank is. So I developed these categories. Okay, underdeveloped practice, emerging practice, improved practice, good practice, and best practice. Surprisingly, none of the bank has achieved the best practice. So I start with the overall score of Sharia governance. This is to 80 IFIs in the GCC, Malaysia, and the UK. So majority of IFIs fall into improved practice, and none of IFIs, none of Islamic banks, as a best practice category. Meaning that most of the Islamic financial institutions do not have the standard of best practice of Sharia governance. Okay, so this is the summary. You look at Malaysia, okay, most of it is a good practice. GCC countries, Oman, Qatar, Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, emerging practice. Okay, UK, improved practice. Okay, this is specific countries, Sharia governance country specific behavior. Malaysia, better score as compared to all the other Islamic banks in the GCC and the UK. Okay, I give you an example of this one. Okay, in Malaysia, most of the banks a good practice and improved practice. In the UK, most of the bank is emerging practice and underdeveloped practice. In Bahrain, improved practice. In Kuwait, emerging practice. Qatar, underdeveloped, all right. UAE, emerging practice. Okay. Saudi Arabia, underdeveloped and emerging practice. Okay, so this is about 2011's index that I developed. So this is 2015. Okay, 2015, different variables. So Bahrain, Malaysia, Kuwait, Bangladesh, Sudan, Oman, Indonesia, and Pakistan relatively good as compared to other jurisdictions. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I believe that I don't have much time to share with all of you, even though I have so much to share. Okay, I would like to just to highlight a few challenges on the issue of Sharia governance. The first is that about high concentration of a few scholars. So even in Thailand, I believe even in Malaysia, all over the world, all right, Sharia scholars, the same Sharia scholars have been heavily utilized by the Islamic financial institutions. If you look at the 10 Sharia scholars in the world, we call it the rock star of the Sharia scholars, serve in approximately almost 500 IFIs, representing about 76%. So meaning that 10 Sharia scholars rule the world of Islamic finance. Okay? This is my research. I try to compare the top 10 Sharia scholars. So almost the average is that they have a board position, average about 44 for each 10 of these Sharia scholars. So I would like to conclude my presentations by looking at these Sharia scholars around the world. This is the latest Sharia scholars registered or notable Sharia scholars in the world. Malaysia have the largest community of Sharia scholars, followed by Bangladesh, Indonesia, and so on. So I would like to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. So Sharia governance is very, very important, okay, for Islamic financial institutions. It will ensure that the end-to-end process of Sharia Islamic banking products or operations comply with the Sharia principles. So just a few minutes, my conclusions, okay? Because long journey of my presentations. All right. Okay. All right. So as the industry has matured and gained experience, so all Islamic finance stakeholders, the management, the CEOs, the board of directors, the players, the communities, the Sharia scholars, okay, have responsibilities to act cautiously and to anticipate to the best of their ability the consequences of the Sharia governance practices. Why? Because these will guarantee and determine the future of Islamic finance in the world. With that, Lord, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
อัสสลามุอะลัยกุมวะเราะมะตุลลอฮิวะบะเราะกาตุฮ์ครับก็ต้องขอบคุณ